I'm Tommie Lee, and this is the Scam of the Week. Rick Walz from the Better Business Bureau of Northern Indiana joining us once again. Rick, what have you got for us today, my friend?
Well, Tommie, it's that time of the year again where the college graduations are taking place. So we're going to talk about college graduate scams.
All right, so specifically, what should we be on the lookout for?
Well, Tommie, it's this year's class of college students are getting ready to start their new lives. It's a big transition. It includes several important changes. So grads may be moving to a new city, finding a new place to live or searching for a new job. And graduation also means financial responsibilities, such as starting to make payments on student loans. So while college graduates are navigating these important life changes, scammers are ready to take advantage of their inexperience. So BBB has several tips that can help grads avoid some of these common grad scams.
All right. Starting with what?
Well, I guess there's several things, Tommie, but let's start off with rental scams. So, the student sees this ad for this gorgeous apartment in a trendy neighborhood at an affordable price, and it just seems too good to be true. Well, it probably is too good to be true. So according to a survey by Apartment List, 43% of people looking for a rental online have encountered a bogus listing. In many cases, scammers simply copy the photo and description of a real property. Then they repost it online with their own contact information and try to get a deposit for the first month's rent from the victim. These scammers often lure victims by promising low rent payments, extra amenities, and a great location. If the price of the rent seems much lower than what's typical for that area, it is most likely a scam. So before you ever send money for a deposit to someone that you've never met, for an apartment you've never seen, actually visit the apartment and verify the legitimacy of the person and the availability of the apartment. And of course, make sure that you have an actual lease agreement for the property.
That lease is important to protect both the landlord and the tenant. So don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to make sure that you're getting everything you need.
Absolutely. That's certainly within your rights. If you're looking for something, ask all the questions you want. And if they're evasive or it seems bogus to you, walk away.
Now, grads are heading into a very up and down job market as well. What do they need to keep in mind as they head off for job interviews?
Yeah, Tommie, similar to the previous scam, con artists are skilled at recruiting new grads by offering unrealistic wages for generic job positions, such as a virtual assistant or a customer service rep. So they may ask you for personal information, including your bank account number and your social security number, claiming they need it to set up a direct deposit or for filing taxes. And in other cases, scammers require you to pay for training. So if you're considering a job with a company you're not familiar with, always do research before you complete an application or agree to an interview, and make sure the company has legitimate contact information and the position is posted on their corporate website. And of course, you should always check out this company on bbb.org and just do other searches. Just go to your search bar and put in the name of the company along with the word scam. Sometimes if there's scams reported, that'll pop up there.
Absolutely. And this is very eye-opening stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things that recent graduates have to keep in mind. My daughter just graduated with her master's, and she's in the process of looking for her next, her next employment. And there's a lot of things to keep in mind. And of course, a lot of things to keep in mind with student loans. You mentioned student loans. I know we've touched on this in the past, but there's a lot of potential for scams there as well.
Yeah, it really is. It's another big trap for young people who are inexperienced in navigating the financial world. So, in this particular category, really beware of unsolicited messages about unpaid tuition. There's actually two things going on here. There are scams involving claims of unpaid tuition and also scams regarding loans. So in the first thing deals with unpaid tuition. So a common tactic is you get a call and they tell you that your tuition has not been paid, all of it's not been paid. And if it's not paid immediately, the graduate's degree will be revoked. Then the scammer will ask you to send money via wire transfer or prepaid debit cards. So whether you're contacted by phone, email, or text, beware of anyone who contacts you unsolicited. And government agencies, as well as most higher education facilities, will first contact you by the regular U.S. mail. So if you aren't sure that a letter is legitimate, do your research and verify the claims in the letter by looking up information on the official website, calling the school's a student loan office.
And almost anyone who puts that kind of immediacy and a threat with something like this, it's almost always going to be a scam.
Yeah, absolutely, Tommy. It's the kind of the carrot or the stick method. In this case, it's
right.
The stick method. They want to scare you into reacting emotionally, not thinking things out thoroughly and doing your research. So yeah, don't be pressured into making a quick decision. And and then lastly, we talked about the student loans. And two of the most common ways scammers target college students is with fake loan forgiveness and repayment hiatus opportunities. So again, you may receive an unsolicited email, phone call, or text stating that you qualify for lower repayment or lower payment rates through a debt forgiveness program. So to use the company's services, you'll only need to fill out a form and pay a fee. And again, some of these companies are real, but they may pitch their services with false claims and incomplete information. And other companies are 100% fake. And all they're after is your personal information and your money. So familiarizing yourself with the specifics of your student loan, such as the interest rate you're liable to pay when your first payment is due, which is typically 6 months following graduation, and how long you need to make the payments. You need to know this stuff so you can safeguard yourself from falling prey to these scams.
Rick, thank you as always. It's a lot of great information for college graduate scams that are going around. And you know what? They'll be back again next year.
Yeah, Tommy, you're right. Those scams will be back every year. Count on it. And again, for more information and how to protect yourself, just Google BBB's 10 steps to avoid scams. And as we always say, if you've spotted a scam, whether you've lost money or not, report it to BBB Scam Tracker at bbb.org/scam tracker. And if you've lost money in particular, report it to FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov, because your story can help protect other consumers from the same type of scam.
There's no shame in it, and you could really be helping out the next guy.
Absolutely, Tommy.
All right. Rick Walz with the Better Business Bureau for Northern Indiana, the president and CEO. We always appreciate you, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Sounds good, Tommy. Talk to you next week.